My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live, a sunny day in Southampton. So the roses smelling good at the Hampshire Bowl, all set for a great day of cricket. India taking on Afghanistan. Pre-tournament favourites, you'd have to say, and a team in a bit of turmoil, but still, no matter what, remains one of the great stories in world cricket. But there's no sympathies when you cross the line and are facing up to each other. India have won the toss and decided to bat first. We had a feeling in general that both teams would want to do that. In the studio, Robin Uthappa Joy Bhattacharjya. Robin, good afternoon again.
Good afternoon.
Looking nice and sharp, I can see.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. It's a good day, and I'm hoping India will make it a better one for all of us.
Yeah, we kind of sort of had a consensus about the batting first part, but you know, it looks good conditions with the sun out there.
And nice, great conditions. And while the team will not relax for a little bit, what they will want to do is give everyone possible a chance to bat a lot. Vijay Shankar to get some runs, KL Rahul to get some runs. Just go there, you know, maybe see it for a bit, you know, so that you don't lose too many early wickets, and then just go for it and, you know, really have a long day in the park.
They used to say make hay while the sun shines. I think here the mantra in English is make runs while the sun shines.
Yes, it does seem like that. But this wicket looks good, actually. It looks like a good batting track, and that's why I think either captains were on a bat first if they won the toss, and rightfully so. As in, I think with Afghanistan, they batted out 50 overs in the previous game, so they would back themselves to do the same in this game if they had won the toss. And India, I think going into the next stage of the tournament, they want to have as much batting for their batting group as possible moving into the next part of the tournament. They probably want to give a few guys a little bit of a get-go in these games so that they have a few runs under their belt, some time in the middle. Guys like Kedar Jadhav, Vijay, Rahul would definitely want to be amongst more runs. MS Dhoni would also want to bat a little bit more. So I think these folks would want to bat a little bit more, get a few more runs under their belt while they're moving in. So it'll only do good to their confidence going ahead in this tournament. So I think it's the right choice to bat first. Now it would have been very easy to go and say, okay, let's get 2 points in our bag, let's bowl first, get them all out, get these runs under the belt as quickly as possible. But I think they made the right choice by choosing to elect to bat first and then score runs, and then give the bowlers enough of an opportunity to go out there and bowl as well.
Probably looking at the tournament ahead, looking at what lies ahead, possible semi-finals, preparation, etc., etc. But one more fact before we have a look at the 11. If all of you might have tuned in to My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live, you would have seen our celebration of the biggest upset of the tournament. Now, never mind the fact that that's given Sri Lanka 2 points and England none. What are the ramifications it has on other teams, particularly on Team India today, looking at Afghanistan being a possible slippery team? Not that we're saying it necessarily will happen, but in the mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I think focus, and it's as I say, that wake-up call is the loudest call came to England, but you know, India is in the next room. They can hear it as well. Australia will hear it as well and say that you can't take any team for granted. These are not easy conditions. Yesterday Sri Lanka they were struggling for about 70% of the match. And then when they got going, the 30% that they did convert, they converted so well that it became a victory. So definitely, I think it's a very good thing for this World Cup, because I think what was happening was that after the first few matches, we were slipping into some sort of predictability, you know. After that Pakistan win there, you know, after that you really hadn't had a result that stirred us up. And I think this result has stirred up the World Cup in general and every top team as well. And I think that's fantastic for the tournament.
Yeah, and as you said, it's not just India, it's Australia. Not that I'm saying anyone wants to be complacent, but when you see a result like that, if there's a tinge of it anywhere saying that we are confident, you have to go and say, okay, let's not tread
yeah,
anywhere.
It's a little bit of a reality check. Also, because of the format of this tournament, it's like it's a round robin, right? You play every team once. So I think what tends to happen is that momentum plays a big factor in these kind of tournaments. So England had lost momentum when they lost against Pakistan, created momentum again, went into the game maybe a little, I wouldn't know, but as in, it seemed like they were going into the game all guns blazing, but maybe they were slightly complacent somewhere, felt that someone or the other will take them over the line. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. They lose momentum again, put themselves under a lot of pressure. They need to create momentum again moving forward into the tournament. So it gives a reality check to all the other teams participating in this World Cup, saying that, especially the contending teams of the semi-final, saying that we cannot take any game for granted. Every game is going to be important. The momentum we have created must be respected, and make sure that we tick every box in every game, so that moving forward we know that we are not left anything to chance against any opponent.
Is that exactly what the Indian team is thinking? We've heard from at least two of them. First, Jasprit Bumrah leading the Indian pace bowling attack, and this is exactly what was said before the game. We are not thinking that any side is easy. On a given day in cricket, anyone can harm you. We're giving equal respect to anyone, be it Afghanistan or Australia, two ends of the spectrum. For us, preparation is the same. Going through the processes, following our routines might sound cliched, yes, but you can see that the thinking that's coming out of there. Let's get your reaction after we listen to what Vijay Shankar had to say. Again, similar. Look to get better even when we get to a practice session. That's the only motive they have. Doesn't matter where we are playing or against which team. It's about how we play, and every individual should be the same. Okay, Joy, you.
I just love this. I mean, that's what happens when you have really good coaches, and most of them are Australian or from other parts of the world. This processes and practices and get our best practices, and this is, it's as I say, it's a cricketing version of what we call CEO jargon. The paradigm shift must happen here. Its processes must be followed and practices must be followed. Look, I absolutely agree with him. I think he said absolutely the right thing. We can't take anyone for granted. But I love how processes and practices sort of sneak into our conversation just because coaches and physios drill it into our heads.
No, but I actually think it's very true. And I like the fact that as I'm reading these comments, for me, what's screaming out from those comments is the fact that they're very focused.
Yeah, they're very focused.
They're very focused on what they want to achieve out there. And it's unlike the Indian team that we've seen in the past, where they're dominating the scene and they're going into games knowing that they're going to decimate each opponent. But here there's a respect for each opponent, there's a respect for the game, and that's wonderful to have. Going in there with a sense of modicum about themselves, saying that okay, we're going in, we're going to play to our merit, we're going to focus on playing to our merit and ticking the boxes that need to be ticked along the way. Let the result take care of itself. But we'll go there and focusing on ticking those boxes, creating momentum, getting a good start, getting early wickets, building partnerships, breaking partnerships, making sure we finish well, either batting first or batting second, and making sure we bat through. Someone bats through for them. Someone makes sure he gets a chunk of the wickets, especially in the middle. So those are the things that they're focusing on. These are the aspects I think that they're more concerned about. And I think that's what Vijay was talking about when he said we're looking to improve on each aspect when you're going out there and practicing. That shows that screams focus to me. And I think that is brilliant for this team going forward.
I fully agree. Not that I disagree at all with that. I just love the language. I just love
Absolutely. But then the very fact is, whichever way you look at it, from on the field or off the field, if it is CEO language, it's a CEO of a very successful corporation.
Very successful corporation.
So let's keep that in mind.
Yeah. Absolutely. Very successful corporation. And see, I'll tell you, again, it's a funny thing because it's also very in the Indian basic philosophy that do your shit, the results will take care of itself. You just do your stuff, you do your little things right, you bowl in the right areas, get wickets, run hard between wickets, result will take care of it. Very, very, spiritually, it's very in line with what India thinks.
All right, that's an interesting phrase here. Maybe we would have thought of bleeping that out, but maybe we won't. All right, let's get to the Indian team and have a look at the CEO, Virat Kohli and his boys. And that one forced change, as he mentioned at the toss, Mohammad Shami coming in for the injured Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. No other changes. And I think the real focus will be, since India are batting first, is a bit of time in the middle. Not that you'd want to force them to get it. If Rahul and Rohit and Virat bat for 50 overs, so be it. But the point is, with likes of MS Dhoni, who's played 62 balls in the tournament, Kedar Jadhav, who's played about 12?
10 balls, yeah.
10 balls?
12 balls, yeah.
Yeah, so between them.
So yeah, those would be things that, you really want to pay attention to, or, they would like to actually have time under their belt. And, I don't think these what we're seeing on screen would matter at this point in time, because he's fit, he's ready to go, and he wants to go out there and play well for the team. He's someone who can score boundaries at will, and I really like him to be there at that lower middle order for India, because he's someone who can, God forbid India gets into a tough position, he's bailed the team out on numerous occasions. So you need someone like that who's got the character, the gumption, the courage, the mental stability to say, hey, I'm still here, man. I'm going to make this work for our team. And you need someone like that. And Kedar's got that factor about himself. He's got that about himself as a cricketer, that little bit of an X factor. And he takes a lot of pride in the way he plays his cricket. So I know for a fact that he'll go out there and he'll stake his claim when he gets that opportunity. Having said that, I'd love for Vijay Shankar Shankar to get a little bit of time in the middle, especially for India's sake, for our sake, when they're moving forward into the tournament. You want him to get a little time under the middle, in the middle. So even if I think if say we get off to a good start, we lose our first wicket at the 30th over, it would be nice to see Vijay going in at number 3 and getting some runs under his belt, and it would be magnanimous of Virat to be able to do that. But I think in his perception also, it would be the right thing to do, to get Vijay to get some runs under his belt, some time in the middle, just for him to get those butterflies out of the way, to make him feel confident and good about himself moving forward into the tournament.
It's not something you can do deliberately, but it's something that you'd like to see happen. I mean, quick example, the Sunrisers in the last IPL, when you're having two men with big partnerships all the time, 4, 5 and 6 are thinking, are we even in the team? And then suddenly a time comes when you're 10 for 2 and you haven't had that time in the middle.
Absolutely. And I'd go the reverse also with Shami. I mean, look at it. Shami was our top wicket taker in 2015. He was our leading wicket taker in 2015. He's playing his first match in the 5th match India is playing in this tournament, which shows you the kind of depth and, the rising of both Bhuvi and Bumrah out there. And it's fantastic. But Shami is a potent weapon. And in some ways, if Bhuvi's injury is not too serious, and we are hoping, and mostly it seems that it's not too serious, it's not a bad thing at all to get Shami into the act, because there may be a day where you might want to play 3 fast bowlers. It looks unlikely at this point in time, but really overcast conditions, you're playing a big semi-final, you may be playing, and then you'd say that, it's good that Shami get a good run out here, and you saw what he was about.
And this is exactly the reason why I said it would be great for these guys to get some time in the middle, because in situations like you just mentioned in the of the IPL, those are the kind of situations that put players under pressure, and then you suddenly term them or deem them unworthy of a spot. Because you have to understand, in a tournament that is as big as this, people need time in the middle. People need time to get rid of the butterflies. It's an important occasion for world cricket. So, there are going to be nerves, there are going to be butterflies, and it's games like these that they have an opportunity to rid themselves of all of that and let their true skills come to the fore.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk about Rohit Sharma, but first, of course, a quick reminder that is Rohit Sharma already in your My 11 Circle team? He certainly should be, as should key Indian players. But what that means is you have to find someone to leave out as well. That's what makes this game such a challenge once you select the match. Remember, there are 2 matches today. You'd pick India versus Afghanistan, also pick New Zealand versus West Indies. So it means double the amount. If you beat Dada twice, you can have 10 times the amount of cash. How's that for a little Saturday feast? But I did mention Rohit Sharma. I suspect he should be in a lot of your teams. We too are going to have a little chat about Rohit Sharma. But before we do that, I think let's try and get into the mind of Rohit Sharma and get it from centre stage. A man who was with us a few days ago. Now he's back in the chill of England. Harsha Bhogle, centre stage.
Back in Southampton, and when you're back in Southampton, the memory goes back to Rohit Sharma's fantastic century against South Africa. In many ways, for me, following India at this World Cup has been to watch Rohit Sharma, and you'll say, what's the big deal? He's been such a good player over the years, but there's something about Rohit Sharma in the last couple of years, especially now, here at the World Cup. The general narrative is that post-Champions Trophy 2013, we saw a new Rohit Sharma. Yes, indeed, we did. His numbers before that did him no justice. I used to be exasperated watching Rohit Sharma. I don't think he enjoyed the comments either, but he wasn't opening the batting. Suddenly, Rohit Sharma is up there, and wow. But look at what happens in between. You can actually carve that out into 2-year intervals and see his conversion rate. Now, in the first 2 years after that, he's scoring 100 every sort of 9.5 innings. It's okay. It's not Rohit Sharma. It's good, but it's not Rohit Sharma. Then 1 in 6. And look at what's happened in recent times. He's got 13 hundreds out of 51 innings. He's scoring 100 almost every 4 innings. In fact, slightly better than 1 every 4 innings. And that is just remarkable. And it tells me that in this phase of life, Rohit Sharma has probably discovered himself and realized just what an unbelievable player he is. Those are awesome numbers. They're also accompanied by a different kind of spread. Just cast your mind back to occasions, to multi-nation tournaments, and look at what Rohit Sharma has done there. So I think there is a great comfort value, comfort factor with everybody having Rohit Sharma opening the batting. I know lots been said about what's changed in his life, but that is absolutely true. I think since he became captain of Mumbai Indians, since he started winning those tournaments for the Mumbai Indians, there's certain calm that's come about him. And I think the fact that he is a wonderful sounding board for Virat Kohli is helping the side. I mean, the other day there was talk about how the spinners just had a chat with Rohit Sharma had a chat with Virat Kohli, they changed ends, and Kuldeep Yadav then gets the wicket of Babar Azam. These are little things. Bumrah talks to Rohit at mid-on in Australia. Rohit Sharma suggests something. He's his captain at Mumbai Indians. And then, of course, comes that fantastic slow Yorker against Sean Marsh. So there's something nice happening about Rohit Sharma. I hope he's at peace. I hope he's making more friends. But I hope he's scoring more hundreds and winning India big tournaments, which it looks likely he will.
Many things you can attribute to that, of course, that little leadership role at the Mumbai Indians and the camaraderie within the team. But you'd have to say there's another aspect of it. I'm going to ask the relatively new daddy about Rohit Sharma, the new daddy.
Well, yeah, I think
that plays a huge part, doesn't it?
Of course, that has an impact on your life as a human being. But I think I don't know how much it impacts your performances on the field. Yeah, it's nice to have your child there and on the field, and when you're batting and all of that. But I don't think those things occur while he's playing on the field. But I have to agree with Harsha saying that there's something really nice about Rohit Sharma over the last 2 or 3 years. He's really brought in a sense of calm about himself, a sense of knowing and surety about who he is as a batsman for the Indian team. And I think those double hundreds have really had an impact on him as a player. They've brought about a sense of belief, a conviction within him that is very seldom found in international cricket. And I think if there's one person who can give Virat Kohli a run for his money as far as the records are concerned, it has to be Rohit Sharma. He's up there as far as his conversion rates are concerned. He's up there as far as the impact he creates in a game are concerned, in matches, in important tournaments are concerned. And I think just the fact that he has won as many titles as he won in the IPL has given him a huge sense of confidence in himself as a leader. And I've seen him during the IPL, even though he's the captain of Mumbai Indians, taking aside Kuldeep Yadav after a game against KKR and having a word with him about how he's bowling and how he's feeling, and you see that only from leaders. You don't see that from captains of teams. You see that from leaders, and he has built himself into a phenomenal leader today. And I think that kind of oozes out when he goes out to bat, because you can see that when he's batting with a sense of responsibility, with a sense of conviction that he's the one who has to do it for the team. And for his team, he is the man that needs to stand up there. You saw that in his innings against South Africa. You saw that in his innings against Pakistan. That innings against Pakistan literally decimated that opposition side. And the innings against South Africa, so unlike Rohit Sharma, but so like Rohit Sharma, the captain, the leader.
The nice distinction he makes, Robin, between leader and captain.
No, I fully agree. And I remember that moment is exactly what he was talking about, of knowing that Kuldeep is vital to India's hopes in the World Cup and he needs to be in the right frame of mind. And so at one level, I'm a Mumbai Indians captain, but at another level, I'm a senior leader, as he said, of the Indian team. And this is one of my crucial weapons. He needs to be in the right frame of mind. That's fantastic. Now, I also want to touch upon another aspect. I mean, if you look at that record and you say 54% conversion rate from 50s to 100s, okay, 54% is what he has. The top batsman in the world, it's about 40-45%. So David Warner is right up there. Virat Kohli is right up there. Babar Azam has not got too many, but because in his short career, 60-70 one-day internationals, he's got 9 centuries, great conversion rate. And Rohit Sharma, that's what I'm saying. He's there at about 12th to 13th in otherwise. But 54%, that means once you reach a 50, you have a more than 50% chance of converting it into 100. That is a phenomenal rate. And that's a rate very few batsmen have batted at. If you see that, and when I'm looking at that list, that's an all-time list. So Virat Kohli and Hashim Amla and David Warren among the greatest converters in the history of the game. And Rohit's current speed is even faster than them.
I'm so glad Joy said that, because so often we put out numbers and we don't know the context. Is 54% good or is it bad? Yes, when you look at those grades being at the 30s and 40s, you know exactly where it stands. The kind of conversion rate you had for rain in Bristol a couple of weeks ago. That's exactly how you put it in perspective. Let's not forget India playing Afghanistan today, and that is going to be the Afghanistan lineup. We've had a couple of changes there. The big hitting Hazratullah Zazai, him of the 6 sixes, comes back into the lineup, and we see Aftab Alam as well. One for an injury, one a tactical change, but I think really they'll want to be focusing on their bowlers. They're going to have a big workout. I know the captain was trying to express it, and the only phrase he came up with, it's going to be a long day. I don't know if he meant to say it that way or not.
No, I'm pretty sure he didn't mean to say it that way. But obviously, I think they're gonna gain a lot of experience from this game. I think they're gonna take back a lot. You have to understand that Afghanistan are a fairly new side to one-day international cricket, especially against top teams. So for them, this experience is going to be vital in their growth as a team, as a country playing this sport. So I think they're going to try and be a sponge and grasp as much as they can, learn as much as they can, see how people construct innings in one-day cricket, watch the best in the world construct innings, and how the best in the world go about batting in the middle overs, how they bat after wicket falls, how they build partnerships, how they construct partnerships. These are the things that Afghanistan have an opportunity to watch and actually observe and learn, and then imply and apply in their cricket when they come into bat, or when they play cricket moving on in this tournament or in the future. So this is a great opportunity for them to learn, and I'm sure a lot of the ones who are switched on will be looking at this as an opportunity to say, hey, I'm watching some of the best in the world, probably some of the best ever to play this game. Let me see what I can pick up from these blokes. There's a lot to learn here today. Let me grasp as much as I can.
Yep, there's so much you can talk about, rubbing shoulders with the very best in the world. You may come back second best, but you've shared a stage with them over 100 overs. Or is it going to be less than 100 overs, Joy? That's not the question that you have for us today.
No, that's not the question I have for you today. I have a very straightforward question, but the reason I'm asking it is because I actually never came across this fact before till I stumbled upon it. So I thought it was a decent question. Here goes. It's a question on India. Obviously, India is playing today. Which Indian has taken the maximum wickets in a 5-match ODI series? It's also a record for all countries. We always know who's got the maximum records in a World Cup and all. But in a 5-match series, in a bilateral series, which Indian's taken the maximum wickets? And I was quite surprised I didn't know that.
Fair enough. That's for you to answer with hashtag Cricbuzz Live. But we're all itching. We were on the edge of our seats. If you heard me yesterday, today we want to sit a little more comfortably on the My 11 Circle expert couch, hopefully, because we've got some big targets to chase, gentlemen. India batting first against Afghanistan on a belter in Southampton.
I always go first, but what the hell, today going first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I say 375.
Okay, he's gone there. Yeah, I was planning to go 364, but I'll go 355 then.
Oh dear, that's exactly where I was going to go. Oh dear.
You could always stick it in a 365.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick somewhere in between. So 375?
355.
355? Oh dear.
Just keep 365 and we have 10 runs.
All right, fine, 365. That's it. Thank you, Robin. 365. Yeah. So it's a small spread, but that's roughly where we are expecting India to be. We'll see where India starts and how well they start. Is it going to be a rollicking start or a typical World Cup 2019 start? 15th over Cricbuzz Combox, and at the end of it all, where are they going to be? We'll find out. My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live.